pillar here of MSC 2025 here at the Esports World Cup. Live in Riyadh, RRQ will be facing off against Area 77, RRQ on blue, Area 77 on the red.
RRQ playing the orthodox draft, just going for what works with their own playstyle. Except, I would say, the Cho, this is a bit new. We've seen it, I believe, in SPS in the group stage as well. But even in ID, this is a rare sight to see EDOC on a pick like this. Usually, he does go pick off sometimes, but it's more Francos. And, whoa, good steal from Rins.
And already RRQ just making it known to Area 77 that this is their territory. But I do agree with you. It's kind of strange to see EDOC on this show. He definitely prefers like safer pickoffs, but so far Area 77 are playing their lanes well as of this time. Now, I am curious about the EXP because it looks like Ureshi is kind of beating down on Dyron up on that top side, trying to use that base damage early on top of the timings of his concussive blast to try and generate an advantage.
Yeah, but Dyron, you can see that he's just going to freeze this wave. Shiro walks up, able to get the XP crab, but won't be level 4, so he has to rotate all the way down below now.
He can't invade as well. He knows that Cho is lingering somewhere in the river. And I think that so far, so good, right? Area 77 have to take their time a little bit. I am curious of how this composition is going to try and break down the battle lines of RRQ. Again, it's highly dependent on whether Shiro is able to find a pickoff, and more importantly, so Ureshi gets that huge flank. We'll see, because again, Hunter is still, it's still possible to use the Fury of the Phoenix, not only for utility, but more so just for raw vision before they make a choice.
So it's all about mid-prio now. Shiro rotating into the mid lane. Rins getting level 4 first. The Hunter follows through pretty quickly as well. Battle for Turtle. Sutsujin is the one to start things off first, holding on to it. Dyron level 4, rotating as well. That's a massive Astral Echo, landing on 3. Phantom Execution over to Shiro there. Joybot getting taunt now. It's a 4-man stun. But EDOC now is going to be brought back with a heavy spin. Dyron constantly jumping in front of pursuit now over to Hunter. Looking for more. Dark Wave landing. But it's only onto Ureshi. Dyron taken down. Ureshi with first blood. RRQ with a turtle.
Nicely done from Area 77. Honestly, I think that Shiro played it extremely well, adjusted on the fly, noticed the immediate disengage from that turtle from RRQ's side, but still managing his stacks well so we can dash out of there. Toy and as well as ISO, definitely this match has been played multiple times, whether you're in pubs or even in scrims. It's pretty straightforward, but then we start to need to look as RRQ needs to find bigger conversions, right? Sutsujin does find the first advantage in that turtle. He does have a slight EXP lead, but even so, Shiro is losing basically nothing.
An attempt from EDOC, trying to go for the weighted dragon there, but won't be able to get the second part. That's Shanpu over. Good taunt from Joybot. But yeah, right now for RRQ, it comes down to the same thing that we've been seeing from them in the majority of MPLID games. It's just playing for neutral objectives, then going back, getting prio from EDOC, rotating for Toy. Now it's crucial for Toy to be winning the gold crab fights, and it just hasn't been happening. ISO with the Rhapsody.
I mean, he has a little bit of an EXP lead thanks to Sutsujin being that homie of securing down the turtle. Ureshi is trying to freeze on his side, knowing that Dyron definitely has a bigger advantage, but more so, even if Ureshi tries to get on top of Dyron and commits to the heavy spin, pin him against the wall, he just doesn't have enough damage. The only way for this lane to go bad for Dyron is if he's a little silly boy and gets underneath the turret.
Silly boy.
Just a little silly boy.
Maybe he doesn't even need to be a silly boy. What if Ureshi pushes him in, right? Because sometimes that could happen too.
I mean, that's what's happening right now. He's getting the pushback on that wave, and Area 77 right now playing. Whoa, how deep is EDOC in enemy territory? Wow, very deep.
Great angle of attack. ISO, wow. He waited the weighted dragon so long that ISO was waiting for the Purify, and he just never got the opportunity to tap it. He died before that. Sutsujin now all baits away the retry, and it is going to be a free turtle.
At this point, should RRQ say, we don't actually need this turtle, we can actually go and look to, hurt the economy of Area 77 by putting Shiro behind even further, but no, they're so objective-oriented, they're not moving away from KezQ's plan, secure those neutrals, move, and make sure they're playing for their strong side. Because look at this, right? They're trying to position themselves in a way that tells Area 77, hey, we could potentially be diving ISO. So Hunter and as well as Joybot have to reactively move there, and now, once again, the holes in the defense show, and EDOC sneaks in a little bit deeper. Oh my god, it's so deep in there.
Yeah, this is not a 1v1 you win, Shiro. Maybe in late game, but in the early to mid, it is all Phobius to win this one. And man, I mean, Shiro's trying his best to just take that farm. EDOC able to get Jikundo out in the Astral Echo, landing on 3. Good shot over with the Star Shatter.
Okay, no ults being committed from the side of Area 77. They chunked out EDOC without having to commit too much to it, which is actually great. They got to make sure that they're constantly clearing out their jungle because this is starting to become a very obvious pattern. They see the initial movement and then they place EDOC in one of the open holes in Area 77's defense and mostly in their jungle. For now, Rins, he's starting to run out of mana. At some point, he's going to have to recall, especially if he consistently is getting into these fights from afar. But look at the position, right? They're even getting Ureshi here, knowing that ISO is going to be the main target.
The respect from Toy, very, very good there. Even though he's going to lose a cannon minion, he knows that something was up. The fact that ISO is shooting out the Windtalker, also, oh, way the dragon. Baited out the heavy spin. That's what you want. Now the purple buff should be open to contest for Sutsujin. Joybodge walks out. It's Chumpu onto the wall, but it's okay. Red Tree battle. It's Shiro who secures the purple. But RRQ are not pushing the pace in the bottom lane. Whoa! Almost a solo! AOG from Joybodge to provide the peel, the cover necessary for ISO to recall.
All right, Battle Spell for Battle Spell being traded out, but the level lead from Toy is definitely going to make it evident that ISO has to be very, very careful, especially if Toy has that Inspire available. Now, we can see Sutsujin has been trying to invade so many times at this point. He's only keeping up with Shiro. It's actually Shiro who actually has a little bit of EXP tempo on him because of the movements that we've seen across the map. Now Dairen should be able to walk down towards, with the help of the river buff, to go down and quickly join this potential fight from Turtle's side. However, Ureshi has shown himself.
Oh, great taunt over to EDOC now. Also, a stun over. That's going to be the knockup from Ureshi to get the kill over to EDOC. Now Toy walking up. The crossbow tank going to be ready. And it translates over with the help of the rest of the team. Ureshi taken low. He gets away. It's another 1-for-1 in a low action game. And RRQ will get 3 out of 3.
Yep, and that's a roam for a roam. Turtle will fall into the hands of RRQ as we see a lane swap. Honestly, this is a really good move from the side of Area 77, right? You know that that neutral objective is basically non-existent for you, so ISO picks up that mid wave, picks up top wave as well. Even, I'm not sure if he got that crab on that last one, but even so, he is able to slowly scale up without taking too much damage. Let's look at the fight one more time, right? Because again, EDOC, I would say a little crazy of him, you know, opening up that map. But the commitment, Ureshi not even having to use the heavy spin, it already goes to show that this early to mid game, Area 77 feel kind of comfortable. They just need that one mistake from RRQ.
That's a red tree from Shiro, again securing the purple buff. Another big Astral Echo, and as this continues to land, they will have constant vision on A77. Just look at the tempo they have on the map.
Yeah.
It's 2-2, 2,000 gold lead. But it feels like with the tempo they have, it almost feels like a 4 or 5K gold lead.
It does. I mean, the level leads especially coming down. 1 from Toy, 2 from Rins as well. And I think that right now, Rins, he's utilizing his advantage nicely. He already completed the Lightning Truncheon, so his pokes genuinely hurt. Oh.
There you go. Almost all of the weakness points. Good move by Shiro. He still gets caught by the Star Shatter. So even when they display these, good escapes, they get punished for it, and there's no trade. RRQ making sure that wait, the Dragon and the Star Shatter locking him down. It's a kill for the roam over towards Hunter. Rins pushed back, but it's all G. And not even a trade down below. The minions, can they do it? No, Toy's rotating.
He'll be able to make it there in time. Actually, wait, I mean, the wave is, unfortunately, the siege minions were all kind of low. If they were full health, then maybe there was an opportunity there. But let's look at the items so far, because that's 3 items already complete. Like, Toy has a majority of the gold advantage here. And now, this is the time where you're expecting RRQ to kind of, step on the gas.
Oh, my lord. Oh, Shiro with the puncture, now onto Rins as well. Thorn Rose and a Path of Execution, but that should be it in terms of firepower. Sutsujin running him down. Big hitbox on him. Sutsujin will constantly land those big shield throws. Shiro gets away, but RRQ get tempo up top and again deny a turret trade.
Shiro, he's leveled down on Sutsujin. Now RRQ really pouring gasoline. Hopefully they don't smother the fire just yet. They need it to turn into a roaring flame. Area 77, it's clear that they've got mechanics, right? They know how to push buttons, but they're waiting for that big mistake. Here comes EDOC.
Massive already. Hunter brought back again by the way the Dragon now cancels, but a heavy spin already as Dairen walks up. Has the stack with Infernal Pursuit, but the heavy spin shoves them back. Ureshi's too low. There's no heavy spin. They baited big resources. Almost a Star Shatter from Rins. Clean.
It's an extremely clean engagement from RRQ, but an even more cleaner disengage from Area 77. However, disengaging doesn't win you games, right? We haven't seen significant plays from the side of Area 77 to try and crack open RRQ. These neutral objectives have fallen into the hands of RRQ when it's going exactly the way they want to. A clean 4K lead, and now we see that Area 77 are forced to kind of stick together to look for neutral objectives. More importantly, getting rid of these structures. Once we see mid-tier 1 collapse,
okay, AOG into the sun with a shield unity. Turret down below falling to a tier 2. Shiro, Thorn Rose to evade from Jeet Kune Do, and finally our Area 77 gets a trade. But when it happens, RRQ get a better trade-off, like with a turret tier 2 down below.
I mean, sure, but like tier 2s on the side lanes is basically free econ, right? What's another extra 200, 300 gold over to RRQ when they already have that 4K lead? Area 77 using the AOG to try and protect this mid-tier 1 was probably the better option rather than putting themselves in a compromised position.
Sutsujin is just running laps around A77 right now as Toy continues to push on the pace. That's a retribution and Thorn Rose! Crossbow tank ready, popped in, Inspire over! Reshi fallen! No, he has the flicker, gets him out to safety just in time. One last shot would have done it. A tier 1 turret falling in the mid lane, and RRQ are looking to capitalize.
Well played by Toy. He was expecting the clear. He was expecting the iframes to come up pretty quick from the side of Shiro and really takes full advantage before launching that crossbow tank. And with that being said, a man down, RRQ are looking to go for these inhibitors. The Holy Shield are collapsing all across the board.
Fury of the Phoenix over, Tyrant taken low, but there's really just no more threat. That's another big structure taken down by RRQ, and it's a big one because, folks, that's the far lane for the next neutral objective. A77 were already struggling to contest. Now it's going to be even tougher.
Yeah, no, I think right now, the only way that Area 77 is looking to win this game is if RRQ make a mistake when it comes down to these neutral fights, right? That's why we're seeing that. Oh my god, the damage.
Half HP, brother man. Oh! Walks up, somehow Sutsujin gets the kill with a shield thrown his way. Ureshi falling for the first time this game.
Oh, he got melted down. There's too much percentage damage. Look at Ritz's damage. He's literally tripling the lobby in terms of just raw damage. 54,000. And now the siege. Here we go.
Look at that. Again, Fury of the Phoenix coming down to try to defend Hunter. Almost caught by the Star Shatter there. Toy gets another base turret. Oh man, RRQ.
If we're talking about medieval warfare, the traditional sieges, RRQ top tier when they've got the right tools. They've got a trebuchet in Rins, a strong arm to throw Area 77 underneath the bus if they walk up too closely. And even if they're not close to the bus comes to them.
Oh my lord, that damage from Rins. We haven't seen Novaria at all this tournament. The one time we see it, it's a nuke Varia.
Oh my goodness. They're going through the medieval ages really fast. Dark Ages are collapsing. No more trebuchets. Give him a hand cannon. They're gonna fight again.
Again, trying to go for the Wheel Dragon. Reshi taken out by the Star Shatter. Dyron taking a few shots in. Sutsujin walks up with the help of the conceal from Edok and will be there to body block in case it's necessary. Free Lord to RRQ.
Look at this, just perfect macro coming in from the side of RRQ. They understand they've set the line in the sand, and Area 77 must not disrespect it. Jiro's gonna try here. He's got the mechanics and he's gotten out of really tight positions before, but a single shot from a max range Star Shadow from Rins really makes all the difference. Not to mention that if they stand too close together, unfortunately the AoE plus an extra from the Lightning Truncheon makes all the difference. 50% gone just like that.
Man. 2,500 gold lead for Toy. Full items almost. Has a Magic Blade, very close to a Rose Gold Meteor. There's a Sea Halberd, and he's gonna shred. Like, even without the crossbow attack. Actually, I'll be surprised if he gets a crossbow attack. He might actually melt people before he can get the crossbow attack done.
Yeah, he is pretty far ahead in the game right now. It's kind of ridiculous, but...
Both the carries. Talk about targeting now. Shiro walks up, Rins with a flicker out. That's a big AOG that lands. Oh, no. That's Shiro in the front. Diamond is holding it alone. Toy looking for the damage just with the basic attacks again. No crossbow attack, no problem. Toy dishing out crit damage, and RRQ with a 10,000 gold lead get the job done in game 1.
Oh my goodness. I think this is what the Indonesians call whenever they see Rins throwing out another Star Shatter just to be like, Bismillah headshot, man. This is just, he is landing them. It's God-given.
No towing around at all for RRQ, and that went as expected. Honestly, like with what was brought to the table and what we mentioned earlier, so much pressure for the Lancelot and Granger to win at their respective roles. But when you're up against a mid laner who can nuke you from afar, see where you are, empowered by a jungler who will like, I'm here, there's like literally nothing much you can do to me right now. I'm a Baksha. RRQ takes it.
I think it just feels like in the draft, A77 drafted not to win, but to not lose.
I think there's a couple of times in the game, especially during neutral objectives, where they could have tried to force a play. But that's the problem, right? When RRQ know they can kind of hunker down and wait for their opponents to make that move, that's the big issue, right? They just need to win one fight, and then they hold that tiny lead, and it's in the compound interest afterwards. Like this fight right here, right? This is the first time we see that RRQ go into the faces. They're like, okay, Shiro can try and take this turtle. We're going to reset it, and now we're going to go back into the fight. Obviously, Dyron made a little bit of a mistake, you know, holding a little longer than he probably should, like Flicker early now, ends up dying to the last auto attack, but even so, it is a winning scenario for RRQ.
Yeah, really tough here for Area 77 to pull this off. Again, they drafted into the more demanding lineup, while RRQ, as textbook as it is, I mean, it's the easier lineup to pull off. You know the beats that you need to hit. There isn't some clear, obvious conditions you can afford to mess up within the first 5 minutes. While for Area 77, it was like a very precise, you cannot mess this up or it's over for us.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that Toy didn't go for the attack speed build this game, knowing that he would have just gotten free crossbow tanks across the board that would have just blew over to maybe a triple kill every time he gets a crossbow tank.
Yep, as we look at the emblems right now, RRQ really just played this as it should have been. The fact that 3 of them are pack and tank emblems, that delays even more what damage Area 77 can dish out. Again, simple as they needed to somehow find massive wins early on. RRQ didn't give it to them.
Yeah, they didn't give it at all, which is why like this is one of the worst matchups for newer teams to face up, because RRQ is just so... Some people may call them passive, but truly their passiveness is because they know that they've got a lead or an investment, and they love to hold it against you, right? You know, just the fact that I don't need to interact with you is more than enough.
Exactly. I mean, just look at the kills that they were giving over to A77 as well. Like the 3 kills that was taken by A77, it's on Edok and Dyron. Those are the 2 guys that I think they're like okay with every single time.
Yeah. There was something also about how RRQ played that I liked that they didn't try to rush anything. You could clearly see it's like still respecting the, this still might turn around. All right, let's just go back. All right, let's fight again. Slow. It was like just a slow battle of attrition that Area 77 just tried absolutely everything they can to get farm, to find wins. But if your opponent is not giving you any opening and they're respecting you as if the gold was close, yeah, you're not going to get anything from that.
Yeah, I mean, it also reflects in their builds. Like, Dyron initially didn't go for the War Axe straight away. He was actually building components into the anti-cuirass as well as the Radiant armor. Then after he finished his second item, they realized, like, wait, hold on, we just have to sustain, and then Rins is already getting, like, a gigantic lead. I just need to live. I don't even need to be that tanky in the first place. So that's when he decides to get the War Axe.
Yeah, it's really like not the build that people go for nowadays. Even in ranked, people just go for Thunderbelt. But if you're winning that hard and you can just sustain, and the game was like 3 turtles to RRQ, a 4,000 gold lead with that looked more like an 8K gold lead. There was not much you could do wrong in the item builds.
Yeah, and looking at what Area 77 eventually drafted into after seeing the fact that there's a Baksha on the other side, I think more now, I see what you were trying to get at, Mirko, where Area 77, as if they were trying to draft not to lose, because there wasn't like a direct answer to the Baksha in terms of disrupting his flow. It was more of just like, see what we can draft to make sure that ISO, Shiro, and maybe even Hunter doesn't die. It was just like, let's see if we can just hold on long enough to hit our power spikes and whatnot. It's more reactive than it is proactive.
It is, and more importantly, so in terms of like raw execution, in terms of like high mechanics, it's really down to like Shiro on this Lancelot and as well as Ureshi to try and make these plays. Everybody else just presses one button to try and either disengage or really punish the mistakes that RRQ are going to show. But that's why it's such a big difference in philosophy, because KezQ is so high on, hey, we gotta play to the structure, you have to execute perfectly, here are the things that you have to worry about from Area 77. So far, it's so clear that this opposing philosophies work so much better for RRQ.
Yeah, they were literally just playing for peel. 4 out of 4 heroes out of 5, except Lancelot. Yeah, we're just peel heroes. They wanted to kite back. They wanted to punish on mistakes, but expecting RRQ, such a systematic team, you'd actually have a better chance of hoping for Onyx ID to make a mistake. Like, they're the ones to actually push forward when they have a lead. RRQ, they're like, no, it's okay. We're fine with 2K. We'll just build off more minions, cutting you off, blah, yada, yada. And for Area 77, it wasn't what we expected. Like, they need to just go in game number 2. Get rid of the safety. It's all right. They got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I think a lot of more people are going to be able to see the pros of your gameplay if you're just aggressive. Even though people would say, oh, it's a little bit throwy. At least we saw you try to be proactive instead of just trying to react to everything that RRQ throws at you. And because of all of that, Toy was left to just farm, get gold, deal damage. Nothing could stop this 1-1 from just being able to get up in the air.
Yeah, and I mean, not to mention that these, again, against RRQ, they're very good at taking small incremental leads and really squeezing a lot of value out of it, like really milking it. Like Rins was getting so much value. You could see that his lead against Hunter eventually ended up being a 2-level lead on top of a whopping amount of gold. And Toy, I think that he could honestly try to make solo plays of his own, but he just remembers what's if he makes a mistake, SQ is just like, hey, you know what happens here? Big backhand.
Well, we're not going to be seeing that after the result of game number 1, and I think right now, unless we see some absolutely massive changes from the side of Area 77, that we might just be walking out of this matchup and this series with a sweep. And I think the second game, again, if nothing too crazy happens in terms of the draft and the strategy changes, then it's just going to be more of the same. It's just like a slow whittling down and realization of Area 77 where the map is getting smaller. Next thing you know, those little risks that you were willing to take in the early game, it's just massive risks at that point in the mid game. So let's see if Area 77 is going to be able to switch things up and find a way to draft through RRQ Hoshi. Maybe just a little bit more proactiveness, maybe just a little bit more picks that are aggressive might be the difference maker here for Area 77. What's going on behind the scenes? Like, what are you guys seeing?
I'm seeing that Kesku currently has taken the position of
player.
Rins. He is the mid laner right now. He's like, Rins, you're young. Come on, just stand up for a second.
Yeah, all right. So if you want us to understand RRQ a little bit more, well, we have a story on their journey here heading into MSC at EWC.
Halo, gue Toy dari tim RRQ. Perjalanan gue buat masuk ke EWC ya awal mulanya ya dari MDL. Gue masuk MDL dari season 8 sampai season 10. Habis itu gue bisa naik MPL di season 15. Terus bisa dibilang debut pertama kali di MPL bisa dibilang mulus dan itu membuahkan hasil lah sampai ke EWC ini. Kalau buat ketemu sih, gue pengen ketemu Onyx ID dan PH. Karena yang di SL Malai, tim gue dipulangin sama Onyx PH. Dan di SL Indo, tim gue juga dikalahin sama Onyx PH. And di Grand Final Season 15, tim gue kalah juga lawan Onyx ID. Perasaan gue main di EWC tentu senang. Untuk pelajaran yang gue ambil dari lawan Onyx di grand final itu udah pasti mental, karena kalau misalnya mental kita nggak kuat ya gamenya nggak bakal bisa berjalan mulus lah. Jadi mental yang paling penting.
Well, whatever the mentality is right now of RRQ Hoshi, it's going really good for them. They played a very clean game. They didn't give any mistakes, a lot of openings for Area 77 to capitalize on. And yeah, I think it's gotten to this point now. It's just we're waiting for the draft. We've discussed what A77 needs to do. We've discussed what RRQ Hoshi needs to continue doing. At the end of the day, the only question is if Area 77 is going to change it. It's all on the balls on their court at this point.
It really is, but I think, tinfoil hats back on, boys and girls, because I think that RRQ, if we're going to, conspiracy theory, they like to play a little bit slower. But every time they have lost in the most important games, they have to deal with hedgehogs, otherwise known as. You get the idea. But generally, going fast doesn't seem to be the RRQ sort of way.
Yes.
So that's why I think that Area 77 at this point in time, if they are going to go, you know, balls to the walls, trying to throw everything at them, they got to go quick. They need something that snowballs really, really quick too.
Yeah, and really quickly, before we continue our discussion here about the draft and everything, don't forget about the All-Star event happening right now in-game, the All-Star 2025 Dino Planet. Do not forget to play that little mini game. I keep forgetting, and I am missing out on some really good prizes. I don't think I'm going to be getting the Popol and Koopa skin that comes with it at the end of this event. That makes me very sad. So don't be like me. Don't forget to play our mini games, and of course, enjoy everything that the Dino Planet has to offer for everyone playing MLBB right now. That event goes all the way up until August 5th. Yes, draft starting in just a bit. Let's look at Area 77. Let's get specific. What picks do you think they could go for?
Jawhead.
That would Jawhead. Yeah, I think that's it. I like it. I was setting you up as like, okay, Jawhead right away. Yeah.
We all know what we want to see from the side of Area 77. We want them to go back into their playstyle that they are not only comfortable with, but something that they can really show the world what they are all about. We need to see NA's playstyle right now as we see them actually on the blue side up against RRQ on the red.
Okay, they banned the Kimmy. So does that mean...
I feel like they might be trying to
So
consider
they don't want
Kalea.
Baksha. They don't want Baksha first pick is basically what it means, right?
Yeah.
But RRQ still decided to ban out the Baksha.
Yeah, I definitely think that Kimmy was one of the few picks that would have made a lot of sense for Area 77 because it's just one of those heroes. It's like, how do you contest with that type of damage that early on?
And they banned the Uranus, so they're not going for the Uranus. I think it just might end up being Kaleo first pick. If it's not the Jawhead, I mean, if they want to play around pickoff, map presence, going around fast, Kaleo is a good substitute for that.
Yeah, but I really am not a fan of giving Dyren a Phobius. Dude, that guy is a monster. Like in Indonesia, we call him the half purple man.
The half
purple man. Yeah. Manusia setengah ungu.
Okay, it sounds
half
better
purple
in
man.
Bahasa.
It sounds way better in Bahasa Indonesia.
Okay.
It sounds kind of weird here in English. Half purple man.
Half purple man. I think that, especially if we're talking about Dyren, another thing that they need to be worried about is like the Indonesian style of Hilda. We've seen so many EXP laners. You give him that Hilda, you're on an assassin. It's like it feels like you can't breathe half the time. He's right up in your face, like, "What you doing? Oh, you taking your purple buff, sir? Is that your purple?
It's mine now?
It's mine, not yours.
Not your purple buff."
He's a typical bully in a high school like TV show, you know, just like, hey, give me your lunch money, aka your purple buff, nerd.
Lock him in a locker, your purple buff. Just
That's literally what happened in game one. They were locked in their base, locked in their lockers, and they try to get out, but then the bully's just stronger.
They ride away in their convertibles, they laugh at you, they make you cry, you go home, you tell your parents. I'm not talking about personal experience here. I was talking about drafts.
Yeah, totally. Oddly specific with the convertible. Do you still remember their number plates? Look, Jushin gets picked up
100%,
here.
bro. Tinfoil hats.
Tinfoil hats.
100% win rate. Jushin.
100%.
Okay,
Look,
okay.
hey, it could be a conspiracy, but I think at this point, the Zushin kind of makes sense, right? If you're not going to get the Kimmy, the other lane bully that we are expecting is that Zushin. And now they need a mid duo that actually looks to play in their favor. Now, Zushin is interesting because it's not only about mid prio, it's if they get pushed in, we tax your HP whenever you walk up, especially if the opposing duo has a melee range style hero that uses Concussive Blast.
Oh, RRQ getting the Harith right away. It's been months since Harith has been a top 2 priority on the red side. And even high loss to go to boot. Yeah, this is a little bit more of a ego aggro RRQ first 2 pick rush.
Yeah, they're one away from going Triple H here. Harith, Hylos,
And Esmeralda. Oh.
Hey, look, it's not the
Hexagon
game.
Chaos.
It's not the game just yet, boys. Just give it some time because the
Kalea,
Lancelot
there
is
you
going to
go.
get locked in on top of the Kalea. All right, a decent amount of burst damage, but not enough to really convince me about this potential pick-off composition just yet.
Harith, Hylos, Hodged.
Really forcing it in here. Oh, RRQ at this point against the Lancelot. Oh, they go for it. The Zetian. 0% versus the 100% that Jushin. Now, this feels a bit more like RRQ saying, Let's change those numbers.
Yeah, right? A little bit more shoulder checks coming in from RRQ right now. It's like, come on, boy. Come on.
For sure, for sure. The Zidane is interesting, right? Because does that mean they're going to omit picking up the Gatot into the Kalia this time around now that they have the Fury of the Phoenix to work to kind of work with? Oh, you Tsunami Slam. Guess what? I press one button and then we'll see whether or not we actually have to commit to the fight or whether or not we can just be like, oh, this one button is enough to get us out of here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Beatrix, good ban.
Yeah, with Kalea. Could be it. Usually what RRQ does, I'll explain the Hylos a bit more for them. They go Harith, right? Harith usually gets countered by like the Phobias who gets the dashes, and Hylos is usually already a win against the Phobias. So the Hylos is a way to deny the Phobias. That's what they like to do, and it's also really good flex. So it's like a KSQ template to deal with something like a Phobias if they don't ban it.
Very traditional.
Okay.
Very traditional.
So
honestly, I would have liked to see KSQ kind of go out of the template and be like, here you go. Here's an Arlet Diamond.
Well, I mean, considering the tendencies of the draft so far here at MLBB at EWC, this is sort of out of the template, but it's still within his personal template.
Yeah.
So I guess we can only get like one thing. Okay, Fredrin gets taken out. Considering that they are just, it looks like RQ has already told Area 77, okay, we're literally telling you Harith is our main dude. It's up to you to try and answer it, guys. We're giving you a little bit of give here.
This still could be a Phobias for RRQ, dude. Like the Hylos many times, again, goes to Rome when Phobias is up for grabs, and it's a Lancelot that just was... Oh, RRQ, they can set up for the Phobias now. They don't really need to flex it all the way to the end anymore.
They really don't. And they can pick it up for themselves, worst comes to worst, right? As much as...
They're going for Arlet, no? That's like last pick Arlet, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking of. They're like, okay, you can go either way. Guess which one it's going to be. Let's see. Because they're giving the onus to Area 77 and picking the Akai on R4. It's just so safe.
Yeah.
Because like now for RRQ, they are waiting for A77. If they don't go Phobias, that's an easy Arlet XP. If they do go Phobias, the Hylos will be placed into the XP to beat the Phobias, and they'll just pick another Rome.
Yeah, at this point, though, if Area 77 even goes Phobias, there's an Akai on the other side.
Exactly,
You're just like, what am I going to do now?
So
Like,
it's Hylos and Akai.
In chess terms, this is what we call a fork. It's really, honestly, it's pretty difficult to deal with. Oh, they go for the CC instead. All right. Either in both of those matchups doesn't really matter to the CC, but it does compromise their overall 5v5.
So like, you know what?
Paquito?
Another one. Another new way.
Wait, no.
2 debuts in 2 games. Navaria and now Paquito.
Ah, that's kind of hot.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think this is RQ really just going with a little bit more. The template's there, but the ego's there too. I like it a little bit more. Showing Area 77. Now we got you. This is checkmate.
What is this, blue lock or something? Yeah, I can see Dyron's ego juice just oozing out of him.
I'm just a fan, dude. Like, I've been talking about how Dyron needs the carries in MPLID, and now that he's getting it, I'm just here for the show because back when he was in Rebellion, this was his prio pick. This was him, his favorite,
correct.
with Benedetta.
Yeah, with Benedetta, of
Let's
course.
see if Dyron can pop off with the Paquito in the EXP lane, if RRQ Hoshi will close out this series as expected with a 2-0 victory, or will Area 77 surprise us all?
Thanks, Renmar. All right, we're getting right into this straight away. Match point currently for RRQ Hoshi. MSC 2025 can't be just this, especially with North American representatives on the blue side looking to pull this back against the Kingdom. Now, let's jump right into it, right? Because I think we need to figure out ways and maybe potential holes in RRQ's defenses, or maybe Area 77 to kind of push back, because again, they go for that initial leash, which is, again, we don't see very often, but so far, Dyron is very comfortable to take on Ureshi in this 1v1.
Yeah, it's because of the wave clear. You get, like, if you angle your skill 2 properly, you get the damage and the clear. So there you have it. Bargain Hunter here with the Inspire. I think the emblems are pretty normal, so I'll try to answer your question. What are the weaknesses? I think for A77, they have an easy way to pick 1 or 2 members off right off the team fight. I mean, Edok is very vulnerable. Dyron and Rin's also no Purify.
Yeah, both don't have Purify here. Although the mid duo is actually kind of struggling here because, as you can see, Joybot, he needs to be able to kind of walk up and punch something to get the initial heals, right? But so far, it's clear that Edok and as well as Rins are timing their abilities to make sure that he's not getting the maximum amount of heal while still making sure that Hunter has to walk up in a very awkward manner. Focus on clearing those waves, focus on getting an early recall, or at least force away Joybosh in a more compromising position. Interesting. Both sides positioning himself for the very first objective.
Okay, just playing around it now. Yeah, they're really trying to put or set Dyren for success here in game number 2. They want Dyren to snowball because once you do, you get a heavy spin, say on anyone, it's an easy one-shot for Dyren on the Bakito.
We'll see whether Dyren actually goes for the full damage, right? It would be fun if he did, but whoa, hold on.
Knockout strike not landing. Goes back to the safety of Sutsujin, who's walking on the turtle.
Really taking their time here, but here comes, as the glorious pathway comes through. Oh,
okay, that's an attempt now, Shiro. Okay, lockdown, knockout strike into Retribution. Sutsujin picks up first blood.
very nice. Very nicely done. They even called Toy, just in case. Like, usually they leave Toy on an island, they're like, no, Toy. Just in case, this is Dyren we're talking about. He hasn't touched this Paquito in quite some time, so let's get the insurance policy over.
And also, folks, we gotta, remind you, this is a 0% win rate hero. Zetian up against a 100% win rate hero at MSC, Jusin. This could turn everything around, like, win rate-wise.
They're looking to fix the numbers at the very least. Kescute was not happy with it. It's like, hey, I love the Zetian. We gotta make sure these numbers are good. Rins, my boy, do God's work for us. We're gonna get this back. We're gonna pull it back for her. So far, as we can see, like, Area 77, I'm trying to think of a potential play that they could do, but the main issue is that Sutsujin is just such a good way to kind of nullify the effect, right? Oh, you're about to get a pick on somebody, heavy spin comes into play, disengages the entire team. Dyren's in trouble.
The damage, now he's going to be caught though. Curtain Call and the Lantern Flare with the Crimson Beacon too. He has the flicker, but he will die. A bit too aggressive, did not know where the Jusin was. At least Rins gets a bit of punish there.
I guess. At this point, Sutsujin is thinking, all right, thank God we got Toy involved in the last turn. I was like, thank God he got an assist. Dyren, how could you? It's like, oh, sorry guys, I'll try one more time. Don't worry. If I die again, then you can lose faith in me, but until then, I will pull this back for us. Because it looks like you're trying to set something up, right? Idaki was thinking about it. He was thinking about dropping that glorious pathway, but there is no reason to fight as of right now. Most objectives are still up. The clear has been very good for Sutsujin. He does spot out Shiro, and he does have a full level ahead. So if he steals this away, or at least forces the Retribution out of Shiro, then same thing as last time. It's just a free turtle.
Yep. A battle. Who wins it? Was that Sutsujin? Shiro?
I think that was Sutsujin on that one.
Okay, there you go. And now turtle number 2 spawns in the game.
Whoa.
Another 1-1 at turtle 2. I don't even know if Area 77 should contest this.
Is this contestable? Joybotch does have his ult. Who does he want to pick up? Can he pick up Rins? I think he can, but the flicker is available, but the 2 tanks, that's the problem. It's that heavy spin that they can't seem to bait out naturally.
Glorious pathway into the back. Now, oh my lord, Reshi almost pinned down to the wall. There's Joybotch is forced to flicker out defensively. Gets a Tsunami Slam over to Edok, but he's good.
Oh, what?
Dyren, knockout strike into the back. Now, Retry battle. Sutsujin winning it out. Dyren walking back, and RRQ again. Get the objective and dip.
Wait, what? There was definitely a punish there for Area 77. They did not want to initiate the trade, and I think they would have been able to trade up on towards, no, it would have been 1-for-1. It was hard to get on top of Rins, I guess. But even so, they don't mind 1-to-1 low kill count so far. RRQ developed their 1.3k lead, and now it's just squeezing out the value from such a small lead.
It's back-to-back games with the same playstyle for RRQ. A77 again, Joybotch. Without the flicker, you're passive on the Kalea. You have to understand now, after the changes on Kalea in the previous patch, that range on skill 2 is so short. You need Flicker to be able to get like a crazy pick-off, especially on a mobile pick like Dyren. Unless Dyren walks up, then I guess that's free knockout strike over to Rins right there too. With the turret up top, for free. Toy gets a trade, and it's just a punish off of Area 77's rotation and commitment down below.
It's a skin diff. Terry Bogard on Dyren, King of Fighters, love it. That's why. You gotta make sure you got your skin game good. You get those extra stats, and you're like, man, I'm a beast. I'm so good at video game. So far, I think it's been working out well for RRQ, right? Like, oh, Conceal, they know the purple buff is available, but did they know that Area 77 all rotated down to that bot side? What a read!
Yeah, wow. Incredible read, and they just have to give it. Akai being a level ahead of a Lancelot is something, again, that we just don't see too often. But it's happening here, Sutsujin. A whole level ahead of a Lancelot that should, by all means, be farming way faster.
They're just mirroring the jungle path at this point, and I think it makes a lot of sense for Sutsujin. Whoa, Edok's kind of taking a lot of damage here, but here comes Toy and Sutsujin.
They're going to go for the trade. Oh, Hunter has Flicker and Crimson Beacon, but how many times can you blink out? Toy walks up, Zaman Force over, Unli dashes, and it's Rins who picks up the kill. Joybodge walking up, unable to get into range. You see that range? Pretty short.
Very, very short. I'm surprised Hunter didn't use the Lantern Flare straight away or like flicker out of it straight away, knowing there's a potential. Because again, Toy doesn't have flicker of his own. He's running Purified. So if he's on top of you with the Zaman Force, there's no escaping it at that point. So they have to make these calls a little bit earlier.
Dive on ISO has the flicker, will use it. Edok tanking it up, just enough for Toy to get those shots in. That's another over to RRQ.
I'm not gonna lie, with the Zitian, with the Harith, especially with the MR shred coming out from Zitian, it makes Harith feel like he's his old self, you know? He's doing some like actual relevant damage now, especially since it's so early on into the game.
I'd love to see the take. Oh, Shiro gets the orange buff. The take on items for Toy, because we saw Innocent go for the book Enchanted Talisman yesterday. I wonder if Toy's doing the same here or if he's sticking to the same old Starlium Scythe.
We'll see, we'll see.
Oh yes, there you go.
Yeah, there we go, there we go. Making sure that he completes it. He's already got 2 items already complete. Fury the Phoenix comes on out. Oh, okay, good flicker from Ureshi.
Yep.
Manages to get out and man, this playstyle. Oh,
Tsunami Slam, but it's only onto the high lows. That means Toy's free to go for damage, and he does. Bodge versus high lows. That was a sustained battle at that point. Kalea definitely not as tanky as the horse.
Oh god, this is getting kind of brutal because like the RRQ playstyle just sucks the soul out of you. It feels like every move you make, even though it's correct sometimes, doesn't feel great. Feels like you're making a mistake when you're actually not. It was a good attempt from the side of Area 77, but right now they have to again keep in mind about the target prioritization. Ideally, they want to get Rins.
Look at that. Boom.
Terry Bogard does it again.
Oh man, yet another game where a 3,000 gold lead looks more like a 6-7K gold lead. Like A77, they're falling so far behind.
How do they do this? At this point, I feel like Toy is just a little too far ahead for Ureshi to try to go for the 2.
The hell is that damage? Bodge, free shots for Dyron, a stun over from Edok. Boom. Bang! Bada Bing Rin showing that the Zetian can work.
God, they're playing this well. Like RRQ, what's great about them is their formations during their fights, right? The anchor being Rins this time round. They're playing around him extremely well. They are forcefully giving him space. And honestly, Rins to a certain degree probably doesn't even want the space. Like, no, guys, please get them closer to us. I need to apply a lot more damage here.
Oh man, that's gonna be a free lord over to RRQ. Rins takes it. So 2 games, he's actually gotten 2 lords. Shout out to Rins. Maybe that could be a fun stat later on, how many lords the mid laners have gotten. Because Rins is definitely leading that charge.
He is the Lord Slayer as of right now. Oh, dude, RRQ is just sucking the soul out of me right now. Oh, God. They're taking their sweet time doing everything that they want to do, and it's just so successful,
so
right?
Clean.
It's so clean. Man, we're seeing the same Lancelot build coming out from Shiro this time around. War Axe into the Brute Force Breastplate. It looks like he wants to go for the Bruiser optimization, knowing that these fights might take a little bit longer, especially with the multitudes of tanks on the side of RRQ.
Man. Do they get the Holy Shield out of this one?
I think they do.
No,
right?
okay, they hold it, A77, but they will get it off of the next wave for sure.
Yeah.
Damn, they're even building this wave to like double hit just so that they can get the Holy Shield and then get another wave to get it down. There you go. That's the first charge over. There's going to be another one in the mid lane. Well, that's already cleared out. Conceal. Oh, that's it. That's a turret. Yeah. Great wave manipulation. RRQ are just playing like the standard fundamental game. Joybot just cannot reach them.
Yeah, this is the RRQ. Oh my god. So close, but at least they're able to disengage with the help of the Death Sonata. RRQ just welcoming this new challenger from NA with the international quote-unquote playstyle of like any little lead is a death sentence.
Tsunami Slam over to Edok again. The Glorious Pathway locks him down. Sutsujin with the heavy spin. It forces out all the resources over. Hunter, no! He's all alone. Has Crimson Beacon. He gets stunned up now as Rins constantly pushing out damage. Edok runs away with a sliver of Earl. Tyron with the knockout strike. Toy with an execute in the back with that Zaman Force. That's another base turret. 3 members up against 4.
RRQ are playing this perfectly. So good. And Shiro, he's trying his best here. Oh, Dyron, he's getting some good damage. Is this enough?
There we go. Another knockout strike. Zaman Force from Toy! And one last hit is all they need. Rins burns him down with what I believe is the glowing wand. cannon minion ready. Ureshi,
No.
not over.
Toy does not have the Zaman Force. He just got it back up. Did he have the Zaman Force? I think they might have gone for the end there.
He also had no mana earlier.
He also had no mana earlier. So now RRQ, they're just going to take their time with this. This is the exact same position. Oh no.
He's just standing there, dude. Edom doing more damage. Dyron with a knockout strike. ISO there. Dyron will fall. At least there's a punish. But my lord, was that just soul crushing?
The RRQ playstyle. They know what they're doing here. They know what they're doing. They're an absolute brick wall. That's why they're considered a pillar in these international tournaments. They are. If you can't beat RRQ, man, it's going to be really, really tough if you want to get into the upper echelons of the internationals. But hey, keep in mind, Area 77, they're very new to this. Every single one of them. This is their first time at an international. So this could be a learning experience of their own. How macro leads to these devastating feeling fights.
Depending on how they adjust for the next match. That's so offensive execution.
Oh, he got
Shiro gets the steal, but will fall to the heavy spin. I think it's a worth it trade at this point. They need to get anything they can. But can they defend now is the big question.
Oh, it looks like it's going to spawn in a couple of seconds. I think the RRQ, they're going to back things off, right? Without their whole team together. More importantly, the Rins had to go for the initial recall because he got chunked out pretty hard by Shiro's side. As you can tell, I mean, Sutsujin probably not going to show much on his face, but is he gonna,
Another knockout Lancer Flare. Should be a free kill. Eat
Yeah.
up. No, okay.
Sky Piercer, thank God.
Sky Piercer, there you go. A77, another, I think, breath of fresh air for them as they can prolong the game at least to a point where hopefully ISO and Shiro does enough damage.
I can just imagine Keskute in the background. He's putting on the rings. That heavy left hand is coming real soon.
Oh, the RQ boys might be shaking off that thought, man.
Is that eyeshadow? Is that a bruise? Let's find out after the news. Look, as we see the items, they're building up. And you can see that even Sutsujin is getting a little greedy with it. He's like, Anti-Curaz, are we going to get any MR? No. I'm going to immediately go for the Guardian Helm. I'm going to sustain forever, boys. Look at the damage rankings, right? Toy and Rins are doing phenomenally. ISO is catching up, and same goes for Hunter. But Shiro making that initial steal definitely covers him this game.
Yeah, and that's the reason you see Hunter at number 3, guys. There's just no magic defense. Like, RRQ have so many ways to deal with the Granger, the CC, and even the Lancelot, but not much itemization for the Juicin. That's why the Juicin has been doing more than the others. And that's a concern, because Juicin's not really a damage hero, he's a utility.
It really is. And again, Hunter doesn't have a Sky Piercer as well. They want all those Sky Piercer stacks to fall into the hands of ISO ideally. Oh.
Over to Edom, but the stun, 4-man Rins with the damage now as Toy pops in. The Chrono Dash has the Mind Force, will be able to pop it in now as Shiro walks away. Bodge will fall. No flicker already used earlier. ISO, no flicker too. RRQ might just be looking for the end here.
Why are we always picking off Edok every single time? They can't seem to find a window to kind of break through this defense. And now inhibitors are going to fall. Sutsujin tries to make a play of his own.
Another flicker, Diamond with 1v1 over. Knockout strike, doesn't get the last shot. And Toy with the Zaman Force now on ISO, jumping again. Base wide open, a few waves coming down as well. This will be it. RRQ takes a clean sweep against Area 77.
A crushing defeat.